Hey guys, and welcome back to another chapter written by me, Stacey Holt. I'm going to try and make the intros not so long because that's lame. Anyways, Pastelkittygoreart did the thumbnail. As for my voice actors, Cat Noir and Adrien will be voiced by Diz, Marinette and the Narrator will be voiced by me, Tikki will be voiced by Etsuko. My previous voice actor for Alix won't be available, so I'll just have to voice her too. But anyways, back to chapter 46.
Tikki, things are going to be harder for Marinette, especially since her parents are gone. I know she can't be Ladybug. It might be better if...
It's alright, Adrien. I understand. You can always depend on me when you find the next Ladybug. But for now, it would be better if she didn't see me.
Tikki said, forcing a smile. Adrien nodded and gave her a saddened expression.
This isn't goodbye, Adrien. I'm sure Marinette will be fine with you by her side. I'm also confident that you will find an amazing new Ladybug.
Tikki smiled.
Thanks, Tikki.
Adrien smiled, seeing her disappear as he put them into the miracle box. Adrien looked over at the stairs that led up to the roof and sighed. He walked over to them and started climbing, knowing she would be sitting up on the roof.
How are you doing?
Adrien asked, sticking his head up to find Marinette sitting on the roof. Marinette turned her head to find Adrien climbing up the ladder toward her, then sitting down next to her. She didn't respond, but instead, she turned back toward the direction of where her parents headed. They sat there for another 2 hours until they saw in the far distance a plane flying away from Paris. He heard Marinette hold her breath and hold back her tears as she turned her head away from the direction of the plane. It was official. Her parents were no longer in Paris. He could understand the feeling. His mother was no longer with him. He held her close, then pulled her into his lap and held her in an embrace.
It'll be okay. You have me, right?
He smiled, looking down at her. She looked up at his light smile that seemed to wash away some grief. She pushed herself toward him until she felt his lips against hers, the familiar touch again. Yet, she heard him slightly laugh through the kiss. She pulled away from him softly, wondering why he was laughing. She looked at him and saw a glistening reflection on his face that went from his cheeks down to his lips. He wiped it off his lips and he smiled at her.
You know, you should probably not cry and then kiss someone, or it's going to taste salty.
He laughed. For some reason, his usual teasing felt so warm and fuzzy and caused her to laugh along with him.
Let's go, milady,
he said, standing up, extending his hand for her to take. Go where? She asked, taking his hand to pick herself up.
Let's go talk to Alix. Wanna be milady again?
He winked. Cat, no. I may have my memories, but that's dangerous. She rolled her eyes, crossing her arms.
Aw, come on. I'm the guardian after all, and your boss at work. So technically, you have to listen to me.
He laughed. I'll transform, but not as Ladybug. She laughed, booping his nose.
Fine. I know the perfect Miraculous for you.
He smiled, jumping down the ladder. Marinette waited and saw him return with his hand closed. She assumed it was another Miraculous, but had no idea which one he had in mind.
I've always wanted to do this,
he said excitedly. Come on, kitty. Hurry up. She rolled her eyes.
Marinette Duping-Chang, here's the Miraculous of the Mouse. You will use it for the greater good. Once the job is done, you will return it to me.
He said with a serious face.
And become my princess, and we get married and have 3 kids and a hamster.
He teased. Adrien! Marinette rolled her eyes while taking the Miraculous from him.
Sorry, I couldn't resist.
He laughed.
All right. Plague, claws out!
Adrien said, after making sure no one was around to see him transform. Marinette put the necklace around her neck, seeing Mulo fly around her. Marinette said her transformation words, while Cat Noir watched almost hypnotized. Ready, kitty? She smiled.
As always, my little mouseketeer.
He chuckled. Just because I'm a mouse now does not mean you can just call me different things because you're a cat. We're still people, Cat Noir. She rolled her eyes. Cat Noir extended his staff, flying through the air to catch up to Multi-Mouse, and started running beside her. Multi-Mouse smirked at him as she jumped into the air, trying to show off, causing him to smile with amazement.
Are you showing off, milady?
He laughed. Not at all. She laughed with him. As Multi-Mouse looked over at Cat Noir, she didn't see the house come to a stop sooner than expected, and felt herself begin to fall. She started to scream, but felt Cat Noir catch her in mid-fall. She looked up at him as he was looking down at her with a sly smirk.
Am I too distracting?
He smiled. Distracting as you are foolish. She rolled her eyes, pushing the button for his staff to unextend, causing him to fall with her. She gripped him to a nearby pole that was sticking out of the building, watching him fall. As he fell, she used her jump rope to tie around him, catching him in mid-fall, just like he had done to her. He looked up at her with a smile as she giggled.
I knew you never let me fall. Though usually it's the cat that catches the mouse.
He winked. Multi-Mouse rolled her eyes and hopped up onto the building, pulling him up with her rope. They finally made it to Alix's house and saw her sitting on the couch eating, watching TV. They jumped onto her windowsill and pushed the window open. They both quietly hopped inside. Multi-Mouse shut the window back and followed Cat Noir closely. What do you two think you're doing? Alix said, turning her head, causing Cat Noir to suddenly stop, which also caused Multi-Mouse to bump into him.
How did you know we were here? We were quiet. As a mouse.
Cat Noir laughed. I know what's gonna happen. Well, mostly. Alix smiled, standing up with her now empty plate and putting it into the sink. So why are you two here? Also, why is she Multi-Mouse? Alix said, washing her plate.
Well, Multi-Mouse?
Cat said, unsure how to ask. I remember everything, Alix. I also had a warning from a previous Miraculous holder, Multi-Mouse explained. Cat sat down on the couch, seeing that the bunny Kwame was sitting there munching on a carrot piece. Despair, huh? Well, all I can say is, the despair that the Miraculous holder told you about was not catastrophic enough to involve me. Alix laughed, hinting at Cat Noir's power. Alix, please, do you have any idea what this despair could be? Multi-Mouse pleaded. I'm sorry, Multi-Mouse, I don't. Even if I did, I couldn't tell you. I told you the rules when you were younger. You also found out the hard way, remember? Alix winked, walking over sitting down beside her Kwame.
What's she talking about, Multi-Mouse? Cat
Noir asked. We went in time to prevent you from destroying the world, Multi-Mouse sighed.
What? I destroyed the world? Wait, is that the despair that the Miraculous holder was talking about?
Cat said, looking toward Alix in a panic. Calm down, Cat Noir. Like I said, my future self would have alerted me, and we would have fixed things if you two did something too. Break time again? Alix laughed. Multi-Mouse sat down beside Cat Noir, turning to look at him. Sorry I couldn't be much help, Alix said, seeing Multi-Mouse and Cat Noir both unsure of what to say. It's alright, Alix. You did help. The despair would only affect us. That's good.
Good?
Cat said, turning confused. That means Paris won't be affected by our mistake. If we do end up figuring it out, Multi-Mouse said.
We better get back soon, little mouse. It's going to get dark soon.
Cat said, turning to Multi-Mouse. If I hear anything about this so-called despair, I'll let you know, Alix said, seeing Cat Noir and Multi-Mouse both stand up. Multi-Mouse walked over to the window and unlatched it, opening it for them. Cat Noir waved goodbye to Alix before jumping through the window, Multi-Mouse doing the same shortly after. They quickly made their way back to their house and jumped into Adrien's window. As Marinette de-transformed from Multi-Mouse and Adrien de-transformed from Cat Noir, they heard Marinette's phone vibrate. Adrien continued to walk over to his bed, where he face-planted onto his pillow. Marinette walked over and sat the necklace that Adrien had given to her to transform into Multi-Mouse onto his side table.
Who's texting you? An admirer for Multi-Mouse? Maybe a multi-noir shipper that saw us out tonight?
Adrien teased. Ha ha, very funny. Actually, Marinette trailed off, pulling up her phone to take a look. As Marinette pulled up her text, she sat on her side of the bed. Actually, it's Luka, Marinette said.
Luka? What does he want?
Adrien said, turning his head with a groan. Calm down, Marinette giggled. Adrien watched Marinette text Luka. After a few minutes of watching Marinette text Luka, he couldn't help but peek over her shoulder and see what they were texting about. Marinette saw the reflection of blonde curls in her phone and quickly turned her head toward him, dropping her phone away from his sight. What do you think you're doing? Marinette laughed.
Princess, what are you doing? You're basically texting your ex. Come on.
Adrien groaned. I'm texting Luka, your friend. Someone who knows our identities because you weren't careful about the despair situation. Marinette booped his nose. Marinette lifted the phone back up and let Adrien read the text that they were sending, and Adrien saw that she was right. Luka asked if she remembered anything, and she explained that she remembered everything. They talked about her being Ladybug, and he asked her things only the old Marinette would know. The Marinette went on to explain what the previous Miraculous holder explained to her.
Okay. I may be a little jealous.
Adrien smiled sheepishly. A little? Marinette giggled.
Hey, you were jealous of Kagami.
For good reason. You literally left in the middle of the night to go see her, which was extremely shady. Marinette crossed her arms.
Okay, I'm sorry. I just don't think sometimes. I'm sorry, Princess.
Adrien said, giving Marinette a pout. Marinette groaned and started to giggle. Alright. Well, we need to go to bed. We both have work in the morning, Marinette said, pulling one of her pillows off her side and throwing it onto Adrien.
Aw, come on, Bugaboo. It's only... Oh, it's already 11:30.
Adrien said, looking at Marinette's phone one last time before handing it to her. Marinette grabbed her phone and hooked it up to her charger. She crawled under her blankets and grabbed her pillow that she threw at him and placed it back where it originally was. Adrien went into the bathroom, taking a change of pants, and returned with a fresh pair of pants to sleep in. As he walked back to the bed, he noticed Marinette also changed while he was gone, into her usual tank top and pajama pants. Adrien smirked and took off his shirt and climbed into bed. Pulling the blankets over top of him, he saw Marinette's face turn bright pink, noticing her staring at him. Adrien saw the necklace from Multi-Mouse and took it. He kneeled down and pulled the Miraculous box that was hidden in a secret compartment in the floor and placed it within it. You're not gonna put on a shirt to sleep in? Marinette said, wide-eyed.
Should I? I get so hot at night, so I figured I would sleep with just my pants.
Adrien smiled. Marinette narrowed her eyes, not buying it. You just love teasing me, don't you? Marinette sighed.
Aw, come on, milady. You know I would never do that,
he said, trying to retain a laugh as he reached over and turned off his side table lamp. Adrien, Marinette said, turning on her side toward Adrien. Adrien turned toward Marinette and smiled as he wrapped his arms around her waist as he pulled her into an embrace.
Oh, Marinette,
he said, mimicking her tone of voice to tease her. Stop! We need to go to sleep, Marinette giggled.
Then go to sleep. I'll be here to protect you.
Adrien smiled, closing his eyes. Those words that were meant to be comforting hurt deep down. She was no longer a Miraculous holder. At least, a permanent Miraculous holder. Of course, he would depend on her and she knew that. But she could no longer be Ladybug. How long until Hawkmoth would akumatize someone else? They needed to find another Ladybug and fast. It would hurt to see someone else be Ladybug. She needed to brace for that emotional impact, because Hawkmoth could take advantage of that and akumatize her. Hey everyone, thanks for watching. Also, if you like my videos, please consider turning your YouTube ad block off. Also, subscribe, comment, and like. It really helps me out. Turning the YouTube ad block off is like showing me your support and helps me continue making content for you guys. As always, have a miraculous day and I'll talk to everyone soon. Bye!